Look, if you're a foreign founder or an informed investor eyeing the Asian market in 2026, the game in Hong Kong, it's fundamentally changed. Today, we're diving straight into the exact mechanics of the Hong Kong business visa and the real-world process of how to actually register and maintain a company in the region. Think of this as your ultimate technical blueprint for setting up and operating in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region under the strict new 2026 regulatory framework. We're going to evaluate the exact specs, the strict compliance mandates, and this massive shift in government expectations. So you'll know exactly what to prepare for, and honestly, how to avoid those costly missteps right out of the gate.
Before we dive into the exact visa application steps, let's talk about your foundation. You absolutely cannot secure a Hong Kong business or investment visa without a properly structured, legally active local entity. Most foreign entrepreneurs try to apply for their visa with just a loose business plan, or try navigating the complex immigration and corporate red tape on their own from overseas, and that's exactly why their applications get instantly rejected. To prove your business intentions to the immigration department, your company must already be a legitimate, officially registered entity. That's where OSOM comes in. OSOM is the absolute best service out there for global founders, handling your entire Hong Kong company formation 100% remotely. They take care of all the heavy lifting for you, securing your legally required local registered office, providing your mandatory company secretary, and filing all your incorporation documents so you have the rock-solid legal framework required to support a strong visa application. Establishing this corporate structure first is non-negotiable. Check out the link in the description below for my full OSOM review, and be sure to use my link to get your Hong Kong company set up right through OSOM today to unlock exclusive discounts and perks. Get your legal foundation handled first, and then let's get into the visa roadmap.
So what exactly is this new 2026 setup? Well, the commercial ecosystem in Hong Kong has totally evolved. It's no longer just that traditional laissez-faire financial hub where you can just, incorporate a shell company and forget about it. Hong Kong is aggressively positioning itself as a high-technology industrial node. And this shift, it's backed by some serious fiscal health. The government recently reported a consolidated surplus of 2.9 billion Hong Kong dollars for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year. That completely reverses a previously projected $67 billion deficit. That surplus means the government doesn't just need your tax dollars anymore. They are looking for specific value additions to their economy. The defining shift here is moving from simple compliance to strategic contribution. The 2026 and 2027 budget explicitly targets sectors like advanced manufacturing, AI, and life and health tech. The bar has been raised. Immigration officials are rigorously evaluating if your enterprise brings actual, tangible technological or economic value.
Now you might be wondering, why jump through all these new operational hoops? Well, the answer is largely fiscal. Hong Kong maintains a highly competitive two-tiered corporate tax rate. It's still one of the lowest in the developed world. Check this out. Qualifying corporations enjoy a remarkably low 8.25% tax rate on their first 2 million Hong Kong dollars of assessable profits. After that, a 16.50% rate applies strictly to profits above that threshold. For a scaling small or medium enterprise, that structural advantage is just massive compared to Western jurisdictions. It directly protects your early runway, letting you reinvest that capital back into growth instead of just handing it over to the tax authority.
Moving on to Section 2, Registration and Visa Steps.
To actually unlock those favorable tax rates, you have to navigate the setup mechanics, and it's absolutely crucial to understand from day one. Corporate incorporation and securing the entrepreneur visa are two entirely distinct, sequential processes. You can't just apply for the business visa as an individual without the corporate structure already fully in motion. So let's break down the incorporation first. The most common vehicle for foreign founders is the private company limited by shares. Get this, you can start with just $1 Hong Kong dollar in share capital, literally a single coin, and 100% foreign ownership is fully allowed, which is a huge advantage over places that force you to have local joint venture partners. You do need at least one individual director of any nationality, but here's the operational catch. A local company secretary is mandatory. This has to be a Hong Kong resident or a licensed trust or company service provider. You're also going to have to establish a significant controller's register to map out beneficial ownership, and then finally submit your filings via the fully digital e-registry.
Okay, so once your company is officially incorporated, then you tackle the General Employment Policy, or GEP, Entrepreneur Visa. This requires a really specific sequence. First, like we said, incorporate. Second, you gotta appoint a local sponsor, either an established local company or an adult resident to liaise directly with the immigration department for you. Third, secure physical commercial premises. Co-working spaces are totally fine, but listen to this. Residential addresses are strictly no longer acceptable. The government demands undeniable proof of a genuine physical footprint. And finally, step 4, you have to submit a rigorous 2 to 3 year business plan right alongside your standard ID 999A and B forms.
When immigration reviews that business plan, they are hunting for one specific thing, strictly defined by the newly refreshed April 2026 guidebook, substantial contribution. They want to see tangible local economic impact. That means actively proving technology transfer, like bringing in patents or highly specialized skills, showing exactly how many local jobs you'll create across different professional levels, and proving your alignment with strategic industries like AI, biotech, or the traditional 4-pillar industries. Make no mistake here, a vague financial forecast or some generic business model, that will absolutely lead to a rapid rejection. You've got to prove your enterprise is a net positive for Hong Kong.
Which brings us to Section 3, Real-World Banking and Operations.
Getting the visa approved is really only half the battle. Once you're legally formed and your founders have their entry permits, you hit the maintenance phase. The first major hurdle? Banking. Securing a corporate bank account in Hong Kong is notoriously demanding right now because of tight global anti-money laundering regulations. Traditional banks are applying enhanced due diligence, especially for non-resident directors. This can take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, and they often demand an in-person meeting. So to survive this bureaucratic friction, the best strategy is a dual-track approach. Apply to a traditional bank for sure, but simultaneously open an account with a digital or electronic money institution bank. These digital options take just 1 to 3 weeks. They're fully online, and they give you that immediate multi-currency liquidity you need to actually start paying vendors, while the traditional bank slowly grinds through its paperwork.
Once your banking is live, you are bound to a very strict compliance calendar. Let's look at the deadlines. Your annual return, Form NAR1, must be filed within 42 days of your company's incorporation anniversary. Missing this triggers immediate escalating government penalties that can literally freeze your operations. Then you have profits tax returns, generally due 1 month from the date the Inland Revenue Department issues them. Employers' returns hit during the April to May crunch, requiring precise payroll documentation. And crucially, under the company's ordinance, every single active private limited company must have a statutory audit performed annually by an independent certified public accountant. This is not optional, guys, regardless of your startup size or early revenue. On top of that, the 2026 digital mandate has aggressively modernized the Inland Revenue Department. They're shifting the whole jurisdiction toward automated, machine-driven tax administration. For the 2025 to 2026 assessment year, they introduced mandatory IXBRL tagging for financial statements. That creates universally machine-readable data, allowing algorithms to instantly verify compliance. Plus, mandatory electronic filing is now enforced for multinational enterprise groups with consolidated revenues of 750 million euros or more, aligning with global BEPS 2.0 Pillar 2 rules. And on the corporate registry side, default paperless corporate communications became the standard in April 2026. Basically, the era of manual, paper-based compliance is over. Your back-end systems absolutely must be digitally integrated from day one.
So putting all these operational pieces together, here is the realistic chronological timeline you're going to experience. Day 1 is your e-registry incorporation. Over the next 1 to 3 weeks, you're securing that digital banking setup to get critical funds flowing. Weeks 4 through 6, that's dedicated to waiting on your visa processing, which is entirely dependent on the strength of your substantial contribution business plan. And then, your first major recurring deadline hits exactly 42 days post-anniversary with that first NAR1 filing. It's a fast, highly structured sequence, and it requires absolute precision from your team to avoid early administrative red flags.
All right, Section 4, the pros and cons. With the mechanics mapped out, we need an honest, objective look at the pros and cons based strictly on this 2026 regulatory framework. The pros remain incredibly formidable for international business. First up, 100% foreign ownership combined with zero capital gains tax and zero VAT or GST. The recent budget also delivered a one-off 100% profit tax reduction for the 2025 to 2026 assessment year, capped at 3,000 Hong Kong dollars. A nice bit of immediate relief. Administratively, you get access to dual-track immigration strategies. For example, high-earning founders or top-tier graduates can use the Top Talent Pass scheme to enter quickly before finalizing their corporate structure. Plus, the new company redomiciliation regime gives foreign companies the flexibility to seamlessly transfer their existing incorporation to Hong Kong without facing massive judicial hurdles back home. But we've got to look just as closely at the cons. These disadvantages are deeply rooted in the new regulatory friction. The strict enforcement of the Significant Controllers Register means the era of anonymous shell companies is completely dead. Failing to maintain perfectly transparent beneficial ownership records will result in a rapid investigation and frozen bank accounts. You also bear the guaranteed annual financial burden of those mandatory audits by independent CPAs. Also, traditional banks still suffer from frustrating delays and high rejection rates for newly formed entities. And finally, if you're chasing that coveted 0% offshore tax exemption, be warned. The rules have tightened globally. Demonstrating strict economic substance, meaning real, verifiable staff and local premises, is now an absolute non-negotiable requirement.
And that brings us to Section 5, Final Verdict for Founders.
So, after weighing the setup, the banking realities, and the strict digital mandates, what's the ultimate takeaway? The bottom line, as the sources consistently highlight, is that the 2026 framework for opening and maintaining a company in Hong Kong is defined by a shift from simple compliance to strategic contribution. Hong Kong is eager to reward high-value, technology-driven enterprises with incredible access to Asian markets, deep funding pools, and that premier 8.25% tier tax rate. But in return, the jurisdiction demands absolute transparency, rigorous digital compliance, and undeniable operational substance. Treating Hong Kong purely as an administrative mail drop is a strategy of the past.
Which leaves us with this final critical question. Are you prepared to meet the rigorous digital compliance and economic substance requirements to unlock Hong Kong's 8.25% tier tax rate and Asian market access? It's no longer just about filling out a corporate registry form, guys. It's about actively proving your value to the local ecosystem. Think carefully about your corporate readiness, your banking strategy, and your technological alignment before taking the leap. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this provided the direct operational clarity you need to execute your 2026 strategy effectively. Catch you next time.